Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on three. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack.
Welcome to Ask Amy from What Fresh Hell Laughing in the Face of Motherhood, solving your parenting dilemmas one question at a time. This week's question is from another Amy. She's on Facebook, and she said, how can we help kids who are sad about missing milestone experiences right now? How do we make them feel better? Great question, Amy. You don't say how old the kid is that you're asking about, but no matter what age your kid is, this hits them hard. I have a 12-year-old who is missing her spring play. I have a 15-year-old who's missing a chorus tour, and a 17-year-old who is missing his entire spring season of a sport he really, really loves. The best advice that I can give you about this, how I've tried to apply it with my own kids, is to remember that their hard is hard. This is something that I took from an old writer blogger friend of mine who is Heather of the EO on Twitter. And she wrote a piece that has stayed with me for 10 years, not about this moment, just about life, saying your heart is hard. It's okay that your struggle isn't the same as other people's struggles. It's not as real. It's not as dire. Your heart is hard, and it's okay to own it and feel bad about that. So the most important thing I think right now is that it's not our job as parents to put it in perspective for them. If your daughter's crying about how there might not be cheerleading camp, your job is just to listen, is just to say, I know that'll be so disappointing. I know that'll be so weird. It's not to offer reassurance. We can't. It's not to remind her that there are some kids whose grandparents are in the hospital. You know, it's none of that will make it any better. They just want to be heard. And, you know, it occurs to me that for our kids, I mean, of course, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened in their lives so far. But to them, like, the school play is the second biggest thing and maybe tied for first, actually, in their perceptions. And that sort of blind spot on their part is a good thing because it means that we're doing a good job taking care of them and protecting them from the things that they don't need to grasp or understand. I think one thing you can do without minimizing how sad they get to be about the missed milestone is to lean into this sort of alternatives. My niece, who's in grade school, plays in a rock band, like a School of Rock kind of thing. And they usually get to play at the Hard Rock Cafe in their town. That's not going to happen, but they're going to do a Zoom concert where each of the kids is playing on their instruments at home and listening on headphones. And we did a Zoom family call last night where we all her aunts and uncles, made a big fuss about that, told her we definitely wanted to know when it was going to be because we were all going to be on Zoom watching and cheering her on. It's a bigger audience of her relatives than she would have had if it was at the Hard Rock Cafe. If your preschooler has to have a birthday over Zoom with his or her friends, you know, lean into how wonderfully unusual that is, that not many other kids will get to say that they did that. You know, make the silly TikTok video of him picking up a piece of cake and handing it to the camera and then the cousin in the other state taking the cake. You know, do what you can to make it memorable and special in its weird, constricted way. Part of this also is our own sadness about this moment and what their missed childhood milestones mean. We want our kids to get to have childhood. We want our kids to get to have joyful experiences. And we've talked on the show before about symbolic self-completion theory, which means that we actually look to our children as symbols of ourselves. Like, that's why it's so important to us that our kid gets the lead in the play or the reading at the first Friday Mass. And we're mourning these moments too, because all of these missed milestones are videos that we're not going to share on Facebook, pictures that we're not going to put on Instagram and get, heart, 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 heart. We're not going to be at the science fair walking around and getting the connection and the accolades that we get in those moments from other parents and particularly other mothers. We're just not going to get those. And I think it's okay to also own for ourselves, not in front of our kids because their missed school play is not about us, but it's okay that they're taking it hard and it's okay that we're taking it hard too. Our hard is hard. And we don't have to fix it or feel better about it. We can make it better in the small ways that we can and think about next year. I hope that helps. Send us your parenting questions and we might answer yours next. Email us questions@whatfreshhellpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.
Close your eyes. Focus. Listen to work getting done with Monday.com. Relax as AI does the manual work, while your teams are aligned on a single source of truth. Feel the sensation of an AI work platform, so flexible and intuitive, it feels like it was built just for you. Notice you're limitless. Now open your eyes, go to Monday.com, start for free, and finally, breathe.